Inside the Louisiana Superdome, it's the world's most spectacular sports arena with the 51st Sugar Bowl, the classic football game of the South. It's primetime football, January 1st, 1985. 75,608 fans have gathered inside the Superdome for another of the classic encounters which have made the Sugar Bowl one of America's finest holiday attractions. This 1985 Sugar Bowl brings to battle two of the nation's most exciting teams, the Cornhuskers of Nebraska and the Fighting Tigers of Louisiana State. The men of the Sugar Bowl are pleased to present highlights of the 51st Annual Sugar Bowl Football Classic, played in New Orleans, January 1st, 1985, between LSU and Nebraska. For LSU, it's their first Sugar Bowl visit since 1968, when the Tigers whipped up on Wyoming. Nebraska would be making a first-ever appearance inside the Superdome, and they last visited as a Sugar Bowler in 1974, with a 3-point win over the Florida Gators at Tulane Sugar Bowl Stadium. The Sugar Bowl has brought to New Orleans two outstanding football teams coached by men considered as the best in the two phases of the game. Nebraska's Tom Osborne, the offensive genius, and LSU's Bill Arnsparger, the brilliant defensive strategist. It's bowl time, way down yonder. It's the 51st Sugar Bowl. And these are action highlights of the game between LSU and Nebraska. The Big Eight come the Cornhuskers, a game shy of the national championship just a year ago, returning another outstanding deep squad of super athletes. And representing the Southeastern Conference are the Fighting Tigers of LSU, who, despite a year plagued by crippling injuries, were conference runners-up in 1984. Florida had won the SEC, but were denied a bowl visit as a result of rule infractions. LSU had a tie on their '84 record, a 21-21 deadlock with Florida. Nebraska won the toss from referee Dixon Holman, but they deferred a decision until the second half. LSU would receive. Dale Klein's kickoff is taken in at the LSU 3 by Gary James. James returns it to the 19, where the kicker, Dale Klein, makes the game's first tackle. From Merritt Island, Florida, it's junior quarterback Jeff Wickersham at the helm. It's 1st and 10. Wickersham in the pocket. Almost slips, but he passes complete for 7 to running back Dalton Hilliard. Wickersham, 2nd and 3 now. And again he's passing, this time to flanker Herman Fontenot for 9 more. And the Tigers have a 1st and 10 at their 35. Wickersham back into a well-protected pocket. Throwing complete to senior split end Eric Martin for 19 more. And a 1st down at the Husker 47-yard line. A pair of running plays set up 3rd and 2 for LSU at the Nebraska 39. Wickersham goes to the air again for Raji McGee, but it's incomplete at the 30. And the Tigers turn it over with a punt. Nebraska fails to move on its first possession, setting up this 48-yard boot by Scott Livingston. And it's a towering boot. And a fair catch called by Jefferson. And now from their 28-yard line, the Tigers begin a point-producing drive that would set the tempo for the entire first half. Gary James gets it started as he sweeps left side for 35 yards and a 1st down at the Nebraska 37-yard line. Wickersham mixing the attack. Now with an 8-yard completion to Eric Martin. 2 running plays would gain only a yard for LSU, setting up 4th and 1 at the Husker 28. Wickersham keeps it on a bootleg left. He gains 2 yards, and the Tigers have a 1st and 10 at the 26. Jeff Wickersham goes immediately to the thing he does best. From the pocket, he finds an open Gary James. The Gretna, Louisiana junior tailback literally backs into the end zone with the reception. But the Tigers were flagged for holding. And the touchdown is replaced by a 10-yard penalty. Short-lived joy for LSU. Let's take another look at a good pass play. Seemingly a touchdown, but it has to be called back. Second and 20 now for the Tigers. And Wickersham passing again. And he gets 10 of those 20 yards back with this 10-yarder to Gary James. The brakes are going to fall toward LSU this time, when after Wickersham's 3rd and 10 pass for McGee falls incomplete, the Cornhuskers will be called for defensive holding. So now it's 1st and 10 at the Nebraska 16. Wickersham hands off to Dalton Hilliard. The Patterson, Louisiana junior gains 9 to the 7-yard line on a draw play. A 1-yard loss and a delay penalty set the Tigers back to the 13. And then on 3rd and 7, Wickersham is sacked by tackle Rob Stuckey. And so LSU goes for the field goal on 4th down from the 20. Freshman Ron Lewis, a New Orleanian booting before his hometown friends and family, makes it good. And the underdogs from LSU are out in front, 3-0. Nebraska gets as far as their 41 on the next series, but they're forced to punt on a 4th and 5. Livingston's boot sails but 37 yards. Jeffrey Dale calls for a fair catch at the Tiger 22. But the Huskers interfere with the catch, and they get flagged for 5 yards. So from the 27, LSU starts off on another productive march. It begins here as Eric Martin sweeps the left side for 7 yards. It's 3rd and 3, and Wickersham set. And he backs up into the pocket. Passing complete to Herman Fontenot, the senior flanker from Beaumont, Texas. The gain for 11 yards. And the first quarter ends with LSU surprisingly in front, 3-0. On 3rd and 5 at the 50, Wickersham continues with a hot passing hand. This time to his favorite career target, Eric Martin. It's good for 19, and it's a 1st down at the Nebraska 31. 2nd and 10. Wickersham goes back in the pocket again. And again he finds Gary James. James to the 13 for 18 big yards for LSU. And now from the Cornhusker 11-yard line, Wickersham overthrowing Fontenot in the end zone. But Nebraska is called for interference, and the penalty puts the ball down at the 2. 1st and goal, LSU. Dalton Hilliard gets the call, and he runs over left guard for the game's 1st touchdown. Purple and gold joy in the Superdome. Let's take another look at LSU's first Sugar Bowl touchdown in 1985. The 187-pound junior pushing himself over the left side. Ron Lewis's conversion is true, and with 13 minutes remaining in the half, LSU is stunning Nebraska 10-0. but it's a lead that would soon be shortened. Matt DeFrank kicking off for LSU. It's taken in by Doug Dubose at the 8. Dubose returns it to the Cornhusker 30. Greg Sundberg is the quarterback for Nebraska. It's 2nd and 6 at the 34. Dubose sweeps left on a pitch out from Sundberg. The gain, 10 yards. Sundberg begins to crank up the Nebraska offense. It's 1st and 10 at the 44. Sundberg passing to tight end Brian Heimer, and he's open for a gain of 13. Now from LSU's 43. Sundberg calling on I-back Doug Dubose. The sophomore from faraway Connecticut gains 12 yards and another first down. The Sundberg-Dubose combo is working. It's working seriously. Sundberg lines up Doug on a screen right, and Dubose runs it in all the way for a touchdown for Nebraska. Cornhusker jaw this time, and let's take another look at the Nebraska touchdown. Sundberg moving left, turning, and throwing the screen right to Dubose. Dubose with some key blocks and some nifty running. Just getting it in at the goal line. Klein's point after is true. Nebraska now trails LSU by 3 with 10.5 minutes remaining in the first half. LSU in possession and moving the ball. It's 3rd and 11 at the Tiger 19. Wickersham passing. He finds Fontenot open for 13 yards and a first down. 2nd and 8 at the LSU 34. Wickersham is having a heck of a first half. He throws complete to McGee. McGee at the Nebraska 17, a 49-yard gain. On 2nd and 10 at the 17, Gary James will get the call. James on the pitch out, sweeps the right side for 8 to the Cornhusker 9-yard line. Third and 2 now from the 9. Wickersham fumbles the snap. It's jumped on by offensive guard Kevin Langford as the Tigers lose 3. Bill Arnsparger sends in the field goal unit. Ron Lewis responds, a 28-yard field goal. But hold the phone. Nebraska gets flagged for a personal foul, roughing the kicker. LSU rejects the points, takes the penalty. It's 1st and goal from the 6. Gary James gets the call. He sweeps left, fumbles out of bounds at the Nebraska 1-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 1. James runs right, but LSU is penalized 5 yards for illegal procedure. Second and goal from the 6. Wickersham pitching out. Gary James sweeping left for 4 yards with Dave Burke and Matt Strasburger on the tackle. And now it's 3rd and goal at the 2. Wickersham rolling right. He's throwing, but it's incomplete for Fontenot at the goal, broken up by cornerback Dave Berg. Back again comes the field goal unit. But this time Lewis will miss on a 19-yard attempt. LSU's decision to take points off the board backfires. But the Tigers get back minutes later with another opportunity. Nebraska is playing a 2nd and 5 at the LSU 48. Sundberg rolls right, passing for Shane Swanson. But Jeffrey Dale intercepts at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10, LSU. Wickersham at the control. Back to pass. Fontenot is open. And the gain will be for 23 yards to the Cornhusker 46-yard line. Wickersham passing again. This time he finds running back Craig Rathjen. But Rathjen is rocked by a tackle from safety Matt Strasburg, and he fumbles. Kenny Graber recovers for Nebraska. Travis Turner comes in to quarterback the Cornhuskers. And he's passing to Swanson at the LSU 32. But it's tipped into the willing arms of LSU's free safety, LaFort Hobley. 1st and 10, Tigers. Wickersham in control for LSU on a 2nd and 10 at the Tiger 28. He passes complete to Eric Martin for 13 yards. 1st and 10, Tigers. LSU at the Nebraska 48-yard line. Wickersham passing again. This time the receiver is wearing Cornhusker red. Linebacker Mark Mumford. The first half comes to a close now as outside linebacker Mike Brooks sacks Travis Turner at the Nebraska 35-yard line. LSU will take a 10-7 lead into their dressing room. It's a surprising fighting gang of LSU Tigers. And the sellout Sugar Bowl throng sets back to enjoy a spectacular halftime show. A show that was presented by the great marching bands of the universities of Nebraska and Louisiana State. Quarterback Jeff Wickersham completing 17 of 25 passes for 212 net passing yards. LSU fans were eagerly awaiting for the third quarter to get underway. This is the Cornhusker Band from the University of Nebraska. Here comes the marching band from Tigerland. Pride of LSU music. Led always, of course, by the beautiful Golden Girls. Second half action now. LSU in control. It's their first possession in the second half, and it begins at the LSU 25. Jeff Wickersham, the quarterback. Eric Martin gets the call on the left-end sweep, and he carries to the Nebraska 48, a gain of 27 yards. It's 2nd and 7 now from the 45. Eric Martin gets the call again. He sweeps the opposite side for 10 more before Chad Daffa brings him down at the 35. Wickersham takes the snap, sets in the pocket, then throws for tight end Mitch Andrews. But Daffa intercepts, and he returns 8 yards to the Cornhusker 33. Greg Sundberg in command for Nebraska. The Cornhuskers playing a 2nd and 9 at their 14. And the senior from Lincoln throwing complete to Shane Swanson. 18 yards and a first down at LSU's 38. 2nd and 8 now at the 36. Following a penalty, Sundberg is pitching right to I-back Jeff Smith. Smith sweeps for 10 yards before Sean Bergs brings him down. Sundberg rolling left from the 9-yard line. He's touchdown bound for Nebraska. And the Cornhusker fans love it. Here's a replay of the Nebraska touchdown. Sundberg playing the LSU defense perfectly. Using the option to pass, then deciding to run it in. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. Klein's conversion is good, and Nebraska gets out in front for the first time, 14-10. 8 minutes remain in the 3rd quarter. Klein kicking off for Nebraska. Eric Martin gathering it in at the LSU 7, and he'll return it to the 28. On 3rd and 8, Wickersham setting the pass from his 28-yard line. Andrews is the intended LSU receiver, but Daffer has another interception for Nebraska. Both the Cornhuskers and LSU were unable to move the ball on the next series. Here's Parker punting for LSU, and he gets off a short one, a 30-yarder. It's down by Walden Cager at the LSU 48-yard line. On 2nd and 6, the LSU 28-yard line. Sundberg's pitch out to Dubose will be off the mark. But watch as the sophomore I-back picks it up and runs it to the 22-yard line. Nebraska, however, gets flagged 10 yards for holding. 3rd and 16 at the Tiger 38. Sundberg fading to pass. Jim Thompson is the intended receiver. But watch now as LaFort Hobley intercepts at the LSU 6-yard line. And he'll return it to the 21. Nebraska got a 15-yard personal foul call after the tackle on the interception. And LSU will begin play from their 36-yard line. 1st and 10, Tigers. Dalton Hilliard gets the call. Here's a surefire Heisman candidate for 1985, and he responds with a 44-yard gain, the game's longest from scrimmage. LSU playing 2nd and 10 from the Cornhusker 20. Gary James runs for 10 yards before cornerback Neil Harris brings him down. 1st and goal now for LSU at the 10. Hilliard at the right side. He gains 3. Noonan and Don make the stop. Hilliard again on the call as LSU regains momentum. This time the gain is for 5. Danny Noonan on the tackle at the 2-yard line. 3rd and goal. LSU 2 yards shy of going ahead. Wickersham goes back to pass. He throws for McGee, but McGee is out of bounds on the reception. Lewis comes in with the field goal unit. But again, he misses. This one from 24 yards out. And the quarter ends as Nebraska holds its lead 14-10. The Cornhuskers are playing a 2nd and 16 at their 14-yard line. Doug Dubose on the draw. He breaks off the left side for a gain of 17 yards. Cornerback Kevin Guidry makes the tackle. 2nd and 6 now at the 35. Sundberg is the quarterback. The pitch out on the option to Dubose. He sweeps left for 7. It's 2nd and 7 at the Nebraska 45. After 4 straight runs by Dubose, Sundberg goes to the air to Dubose. He's open in the left flat, and he gains 8 to the Tiger 47. First and 10 for Nebraska, the LSU 35. Dubose runs the left side for 11 yards. LaFort Hobley on the stop. First and 10 from the 24. Sundberg goes back to pass. He finds tight end Todd Frame open for a touchdown. Nebraska widens their lead. Dale Klein boots the point after. The Nebraska now has a commanding 21-10 lead with 10 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in the 51st Sugar Bowl Classic. LSU in possession at the 31. 3rd and 1. Wickersham is back to pass. His problems continue as this one, headed for Fontenot, is picked off by Matt Strasburg at the 34. Sundberg calls for Shane Swanson on a reversed on 1st and 10. The gain is for 11 with Jeff Dale on the tackle. 2nd and 4 from the Tiger 17. Sundberg passing. Complete for a touchdown to Todd Frame. Dale Klein will kick another point after. And the Nebraska Cornhuskers have all but wrapped up the 51st Sugar Bowl. It's now 28-10 with 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining on the Superdome clock. The Nebraskans end the battle as reserve quarterback Clete Blakeman sweeps the right side for 12 yards. The 51st Sugar Bowl is history. Nebraska has won it 28-10. Tom Osborne's deep and talented Cornhuskers will head home to Lincoln following a powerful second-half performance. Quarterback Craig Sundberg will be voted the game's most valuable player trophy.